How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another episode of Previously in DBS, where I go through a week's news, all one tasty nugget of a video at the end of the week, so you can have it all the week's news in one place, rather than have to go for each week, or each day, figure out what's come out and stuff. So with this week, we didn't get much, and also apologies for there should have been a episode of this between the last one and this one, but because my computer crashed out on me, I wasn't able to do it. But then it wasn't much of an episode. It's just going over the the collector's edition volume 2, just from Reprints, which I imagine everybody's seen by now. So I'm not gonna bother going over that because it's already been seen. It was literally just that. But this week we got some information about the upcoming set. So I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday. We got some information about the Bandai dropped a trailer because Gen Con happened up over in the US, and I mentioned there was going to be an announcement before it started, and we got a trailer showing off Set 15, some information about Set 15 to start the pre-release spoiler season, and also we got some information about the Mythic Booster. So we'll go for it. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to watch the trailer, then we're going to go over the reveals we've got during the week. So here we go with the trailer. It's not that long, only 3.5 minutes, but it should give all the information.
The history of the warrior race known as the Saiyans is one of fierce conflict. At night, the relentless fighting instincts are about to clash head-on. Dragon Ball Super Card Game Unison Warrior Series Boost Set 6 Saiyan Showdown. All the greatest Saiyans are here for an epic confrontation. Witness the warrior spirit pushed to the brink. The Saiyan invasion is at hand. Goten and Vegeta's eternal rivalry begins here in a knockdown, drag-out fight for the planet. His plans for Earth have already taken root. The evil Saiyan Turlet. Brawling, the nightmare reborn. In the face of total annihilation, these father-son bonds are about to ignite. The Saiyans of Universe 6 are here too. Caulifla gets a Unison, while Keva and Kale get new leader cards. Join the fight as Saiyans clash across time and space. Meanwhile, the Dark Empire saga enters a new chapter as Toa creates a new artificial life form. Finn makes his first appearance. Absorb your opponent's cards and use their skills as you see fit. Saiyan Showdown includes 292 cards in all, with many recreating famous scenes from Dragon Ball history. And to commemorate DBS CG's 4th anniversary, we're including 4 SCRs this time. Get your hands on an SCR of your own. Each Saiyan Showdown box includes a bonus box cover with a random SR or SPR from the set. Just the thing to give you a head start on your collection. Premium pack sets will be available too. Each premium pack set includes 4 boosters and 2 limited promos. Now that's value. And don't forget about store pre-releases. Join in for a rebooted Raditz leader from Assault of the Saiyans. SS3 Nappa is back too. We're also releasing a new product, the Mythic Booster. These packs are full of reprints of your favorite cards, a first ever for DBS CG. Every card features new art, and most importantly, 2 SCRs are included in the reprint lineup. Gift collections are available as well, with 4 Mythic Boosters, an exclusive card case, and sleeves. The official site will feature more information soon, so stay tuned. Championship 2021 events are now underway. Check the official site for all the info. The Dragon Ball Super Card Games Ultimate Showdown is coming soon. Dragon Ball Super Card Game Unison Warrior Series Boost Set 6 Saiyan Showdown. Check the official site for details.
So that was the list for the fig for the game. So if you look through it, we can see that we've got a, what was it? I think it was, so it's basically a Saiyan on Saiyan set. Let's go through it. So we got a green Goku and Vegeta leaders. So we got once again, I think the 5th green Goku leader that we've seen in this game, and we get a now Vegeta leader. But interesting enough, this is from the Saiyan saga, so that's pretty cool because we haven't had much from the Saiyan saga outside the Raditz. I think the Raditz Nappa lead, and we had, yeah, that's all we really had, I think, from the Saiyan saga, and that was quite a decent saga in my opinion. It was quite a good one. So it was nice to see we're getting some more Saiyan saga stuff. And never Vegeta leader because people love Vegeta, and he is a cool leader, but it's nice to get him from this era as well. Because I think we haven't had, I don't think we had a Saiyan Vegeta leader from his first saga, which is quite disappointing. But we've had so many Green Gokus. But at least that allows us now to work. So now at least it gives us a new, and probably a better, hopefully better target to use Feet Kamehameha with to be a Green Goku. And good, interesting enough, we got new turtles. So some like we get after, like, what was it, set 12 when it first came about, and now 3 sets later we get a never Turtles leader. So it took us 12 sets to get a Turtles leader, then never sets to get a new one in a different color. And interesting enough, Turtles is the only AOD character to not get, who got cards, who got a release of cards and stuff not in the color of its AOD counterpart. Like if you look at it, Garlic was in yellow, and it came out with a archetype and leader and stuff in yellow. Hatjack black, Slug in green, Broly in green, Vegeta in red. I think we had a red Vegeta leader at the beginning. Yeah, like, and trying to think of the other ones now. Android 13 in green as well. But Turtles started off in blue in there, and it was my prediction that we would get a blue Turtle stuff. But now we got green. Now we're getting yellow. But we're getting the Turtle saga. Look at the Turtle stuff from the movie. Because I'm not sure. So I think the other stuff was from the movie as well, but this is more involving with against Gohan, where the green in the last one, it's at 12 when it came out. It's just the villain. I think it was just villains. Because it was in the same color as Slug and Turtles. So at least we have hero versus villain in this color now. Well, Turtles versus Gohan as the leader. A nice Goku there. Really interesting to see. And then we got new OG Broly from the second movie. Let's go back to that. OG Broly from the second movie. So we got a never red Broly there, which hopefully, I think people think this set coincides with set 7. Because I think that was a Saiyan focused set as well. And this is a Saiyan focused set. So we got Goten as like a new Goten leader, but in red this time against OG Red Broly. And then for blue, we have just Universe. So we've got our Universe 6 stuff so we've got the trio again, the Veggie trio, but this time it's KO and Kaba getting the new leaders. I don't think we've had a KO. I think we have had one Khalifa on her own leader, but she's going to play as the Unison. I imagine that's going to go with the KO for the sole reason as if you look at the Kaba leader, it's got the Champa's picture from the Universe 7 versus Universe 6 tournament. So I'm guessing KO is going to be for the Tournament of Power saga, whereas Kaba is going to be from the saga before that when it was Universe 6 versus Universe 7 with the Champa Beerus tournament. And as we see, I think later on in the thing as well, we see that Hit's got a Unison against where is it? Yeah, there we go. Like in this part, Hit's got a Unison against Goku in Kaioken SS Blue. So that would probably be it looks to be the Unison for KO, and this one, which is probably a Hit Unison, works for Kaba. And we got some interesting cards there. We got Never multicolor card with Hit and Goku on. You got this Broly card down here, Never Broly card there. Some Broly. Does it look like extra cards? No, yeah, it looks like extra cards because if you look at it's not a Unison because they have an X there with the flashy bit. It's not a battle card, as you can see. This one's got power and traits there, which doesn't. So it's an extra card. We've got extra card of Vegeta helping Kaba here from the against each other. I think this might be from the tournament power. I'm not sure. And we got a Kaioken Goku one, which is good. Looks pretty cool. But that's for the colours. And then for black, we have Finn, a brand new character from Dragon Ball Superheroes or Dragon Ball Heroes, and I think it's a character created by Toa. That's immersion, so that's pretty cool. We got a new character for black, and I think just like with the last set, this is going to be the only leader for black. Like in the last set, we had the only leader we had for black was the Zeno Shadow Dragons, Zeno Sin Shenron, and this one looks to be the only one for this. Because I imagine for this set, is going to be the black is going to be covering stuff to support Finn, and then the rest of the Shadow Dragons, or some of the Shadow Dragons at least, is we got the black Shadow Dragons, not all of them. We got at least I think 4 of them, so there's 3 left. So I either get the other 3 with their like there were 9 cards for Shadow Dragons being 3 of each one. Each one had a ball extra card or an extra card, a 1-dropper or something that can't remember they had like the same name, but they had 2 battle cards and 1 extra card for them. So I would get the 9 cards for them in this set for the Shadow Dragons, and some Omega Shenron cards, or just get maybe 1 or 2, and then it might be pushed on to the next one. Boost is going to support a whole year, and this is only the 2nd boost set. But I think we will get Shadow Dragons in here. It's quite a few cards, not many, and also because it's the 4th anniversary of the card game, we're getting 4 secret rares, which is pretty cool. If it is connected to the set 7, which is the Saiyan, which is like the Saiyan, yes, it was called Saiyan Onslaught. That's why it was a Saiyan focus set, just like this one. It'd be cool if the secret rares are signed secret rares, because we haven't had signed cards for a while, not since that set, and before that was Tournament of Power. So if we get signed secret rares, it'd be quite interesting. And as well as one of them is going to be of a special guest character, which I've seen people speculating that it could be cards from ever Shonen Jump franchises, like Luffy from One Piece, Naruto from Naruto, and other things like that. But then it could be some interesting character like Ariel from the Dragon Ball. Could be the character. I'm not going to bother speculating anything. I'm just going to wait and see what it is. It's going to be exciting to see. And once again, we got box toppers back. We got another premium set. This time with a Destined Confrontation, so like a Power Beam Struggle extra card, which is pretty cool. So let's see if we sort those. And then we still have store pre-releases. And once again, Bandai have gone back to doing a leader and a Unison, instead of a Unison and a battle card, which would have been better. But this time they rebooted Raditz, so people have got a reboot for Raditz, which we'll go over in a bit because we did get revealed both sides. So Raditz is getting a reboot because, as you can see, it is not getting a new leader. And then they dropped some Mythic Booster information as well, which is nice because we've had not much information about that apart from a little bit of information. But we see a few cards. We get shown 5 cards. So at least being reprinted in it is Kaioken, the Kaioken Goku, because it got reprinted in the not Magnificent Collection, the collection volume, and that was a handy one. But that wasn't made widely available, and it wasn't as easy to get. But yeah, it's just a really good card for red, almost a staple, at least a sideboard at minimum, and it's nice to get a new reprint with pretty cool art there as well. And then we got the old promo Vegito, which means we might get some more Vegito support, or well, it isn't really a reprint because it's a hard to get promo, and because it's like so old now, and also we might be getting more Vegito support at some point. Then we've got a reprint of the film, the movie promo Gogeta leader. It's a lot better art than the old one, a lot better. Then we have this Never Senzu being reprinted foil, and really this is the Senzu being reprint a lot of people have been asking for. It's so much better than the old one, the first alternate art. I would have preferred to have this as the anniversary box one. It would have been nice with the championship one, because is what most people think about if they've watched Dragon Ball when it comes to Senzu Bean at this point. Well, if they have ever seen this point, because I know there's some people that haven't seen any of Dragon Ball, or even haven't seen certain parts of Dragon Ball. And then we get Never Mafuba, which is really nice art. Mafuba always has nice art when he's with his full versions. But that's it. That's what we got. And then we got a bit more. Then we got, once again, saying we got 2 secret rares for it. A better look at the gift collection as well, showing the little deck box you get with it and the sleeves. And then we can see that we got different arts as well. So there's going to be an SS4 Vegeta in the set as well. We're going to get a new Zamasu reprint in there. I'm not sure which one, if it's the some of the green stuff we got from the draft box, or it's the super combo. And then a cooler, but I don't know which cooler it's going to be. It's interesting to see we got those characters being reprinted, because what was meant to be is when they brought out the information, it's for stuff before the Unison Warrior Series blocks, everything before set 10, which includes the draft boxes, expansions, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's just it. So that is it for the little trailer we got for it. So on to the spoilers as well for this week. First one we got was, as I said, we got shown some Mythic Booster stuff. So as I said, even though they said it in their original post about Mythic Booster that it's going to be reprints from set from the first ever set 1 all the way up into the before the Unison Warrior box, so like draft box 3. I think draft box 3 came out just before Unison Warriors. No, I don't think it did. I think it was draft box 2, whatever set it was that came out just before the Unison Warriors. Is basically anything like all the sets before Unison Warriors is what it's going to cover for reprints. But Bandai probably anticipating that this Gogeta was going to be a staple and a problematic card as soon as it got revealed, decided to put it in the Magnificent Booster. So even though they said it was only before everything, like it was only sets before the Unison Warrior block, we're getting reprinted it. We're getting these SS3 Gogeta, which is only came out a few months ago, being reprinted in the set, which is coming out in November, and also Senzu Bean. And as well as that, so this is us see with the an extra reveal we got from Mythic Booster, which is a nice one. It's a good figure thing. They're actually printing things that people want reprinted because they're hard to get a lot sooner than waiting like being formats too late. So this is going to be a good card for a while until something is done or if his pack wraps out. Then we have a better look at the pre-release stuff. So these are pre-release promos. We get a Raditz leader and a Nappa Unison, and also with SS3 Nappa, the second card that is SS3 Nappa. So not much has really changed about Raditz. Like it's got the same first auto, but the only thing that changed in that is that now we've got Unisons. Having attack a leader is not so great. It's better to just be able to attack and do something. So they've changed it from, instead of from attacking a leader, you do you put what's one from hand. It's when it attacks, it can attack Unisons and stuff to trigger. So it's exactly the same activate main as before, where you can look at top 5, grab a red or green Raditz, Nappa, or Vegeta, and if you do, you got to discard a card because Raditz can't have advantage. Raditz can't be good, but it has changed the awaken. So now the awaken is either when you last a 4 or less, or when you've got a green Unison card with specific cost of 3 in play, you can draw 1, untap 1, and flip over. So they've added the draw 1, so it's not just untap 1, and they've got an alternative awaken, so you don't have to wait till your life's at 4. And then they did change the front, so they got the same thing on the front, where when you attack, you warp 1 card from your hand. You warp 1 from your opponent's hand, sorry. But they've also added now that if your opponent has 4 or more non-black cards in the warp, it gains critical for the turn as well. So that's pretty good. That's a lot better than the old one. But it's got non-black cards, which there are mono black decks in this format now. You've got Hatjack, you got Gogeta Zeno and stuff. So you have some mono black decks that are in the format now. So this basically means that if you go against a mono black deck, you're not really gaining much advantage outside of warping one from the hand, which sometimes they want. Like if you're going against Gogeta Zeno and you attack and warp the card, they can warp a target to put back into the drop with the Gogeta Zeno stuff. And then the other auto, which is added to it now, so it's not just that, is so the other one was you get a 5k boost to one of your red or green Saiyans for the turn, I think. It's in battle cards. But now it's got a new auto where you place 4 non-black cards when your opponent's warp at the bottom of their own decks in any order as the cost, and then at the start of your main phase, it gains triple attack for the turn. So you won't be able to get the first one of warping cards because that'd be pretty strong, attacking 3 times and making warp a card each time. But after the first time, if you gain critical, you then gain a critical attacking leader that can attack 3 times. That's pretty decent, but still it's not that strong. Like it's like most reboots, is a better one than the old one, but it still doesn't. I still don't feel like this is going to be a leader that actually comes in the meta like other reboots have. And then with the Nappa leader Unison, so it's a specified cost of 3 with 3 skills and a 20k as well, which is a decent power that I put on a free specified cost. So got a +1, a -2, and a -3. So +1 goes really nice with a leader. Basically, your opponent just uses 1 card in hand to warp. So with the Raditz, you're warping 2 cards from your opponent's hand a turn, which is quite decent, as there's not it's probably the best form of hand destruction because you can't respond with things like the Deborah or the color specific ones where you discard it. You can play it if your leader's the same color and then draw a card when it's played, because where it's warping you can't do anything really against it. And -2 is quite interesting, where you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards which cost greater than or equal to their current energy and KO them, which means it only hits things that are higher power, which if you go against decks that play low cost battle cards, it's not going to do much against it. And then the -3 is a pretty strong one, where activate main for 2 green and 2 of any other color. If your leader card is a Nappa card or green Saiyan card, you choose up to 1 green, red-green multicolor Raditz card with an energy cost of 8 from your hand and play it. So at the moment, the only target for that is the SS3 Scramble, but we could get multicolor, another card for it in the set, because there are going to be multicolors in the set, because Bandai did release a schedule, and this week until Friday, it's red, then after that it's I think black and yellow, then blue, I think, and then multicolor and green. So we get multicolor in the last week. So there are multicolors in the set. So we might get a copy of there. But at the moment, it can only play SS3 Scramble. But then again, playing SS3 Scramble a turn earlier is pretty strong. But that's it. As for the previous part, it's not amazing like things like Mecha and stuff were, but still a good one for fans of Raditz that like the character and the card. And then also in the post, they did reveal a Unison, showing off some stuff to go well with it. They showed it off with the Topo. So they get the Unison. One of the Unisons for yellow is the Kaioken Son Goku Reclaiming Hope, which is a 2 specified cost yellow 15k Unison. It has blocker and 2 marker skills. So the first one is a +1 activate main. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than or equal to their current energy, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's right. As they've stated, it was going with the Topo leader, and that worked quite well, because if your opponent's got like a 2 cost. If you can just basically stop something your opponent's board from attacking, it's got the same cost or more than a Unison, not Unison than their energy. So that could work quite well, and it's got blocker, but then you didn't really want to block a Unison, you want to protect the Unison with other blockers. And but this does mean it can block quite a few times because the second marker skill, which is an auto, which is choose one card in your battle area and switch to rest mode. When you activate this card's blocker skill, switch this card in active mode. So this could go quite well with the Android 17 and 18 stuff from, I think it's last set or the set before. Like, I know when it says previously we got it. I don't know if it's set 13 or 14. I think it's 13 when we got yellow androids, and they had skills where if you if they're rested by other yellow skills, they get these effects, and this is a good way to trigger it when you can activate this blocker skill, and then trigger the auto, tap something down, switch this back to active mode so you can block again, and then trigger one of your battle card skills, which is pretty cool. And then we got some reveals. So yesterday we got the first reveal, and start off with red. And we got to see the new red Broly leader, and it's an OG Broly as well, which is pretty cool. So the front side we got a permanent where you can include non-Broly battle cards in your deck, which means that that could hint that we might get a red Broly super combo, because at the moment we have no Broly super combo that is red. I don't think we have a Broly super combo at all, really. But we have no Broly super combo that is red. So unless we get one in the set, this deck's not going to have a super combo at all. And considering we had no super combo for Frieza Prison, we could do, but since they've printed since then in the latest anniversary box a super combo to use in Prison, being the King Cold one, we could still potentially get a super combo. Because I think they learned that having no super combo in a deck isn't helpful and isn't great. But it is a strong leader because on the front side it's got a good auto. When you choose one red extra card in your hand and discard it, when this card attacks, draw 2. So kind of like Hirudegarn, you discard a card to draw 2 when it attacks. But this is focusing on red extra cards, this deck, which is pretty interesting. And I'm already a fan of it, so I fear crafting stuff with this. Even though I'm not going to do any deck profiles or anything until the actual order reveals are done, because of the fact that we could see something really strong in the multicolors, or later on for red that could change the whole idea. But it does look like this leader is focusing on extra cards, which is something I really like. With King Cold, it was an interesting theme and interesting strategy, and this one looks to have a pretty cool one as well. And then it's got an Awaken where it's got the Shinchan and Bojack Awaken, where when you last for 3 or less, you draw 2, untap 1 energy, and flip this over. So you got a very strong awakening angle. So when you awaken, you automatically have the free play trigger for King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, which is something this deck can run because it's a red Saiyan, mono red Saiyan. And on the awaken side, it has 2 skills with an auto and activate battle. The auto is when this card attacks, you draw 1 card, which is full stop, so that always happens. And then, if there are 7 or more red extra cards in your drop area, you can activate the activate battle skill on a red non-filled extra card with an original cost of 3 or less in your drop area without paying its energy cost. And if you do, you send that card to the warp. So this is really, really strong because you're going to be dumping loads of extra cards from your leader when it swings. Because getting on the free energy, unless it's against an anchor deck, it's going to be quite slow. And yeah, it's not that difficult, as we've seen from Frieza Prison, to get a lot of extra cards in drop, and you can discard them off effects like with Violent Rays and things like that. And also, it doesn't state mono red, just a red non-field extra cards. And also, you got a note that it says activate battle, so you can activate the activate main skills, autos, activate main/battle, because it's got to actually be activate battle. It can't be activate main/battle because that's not activate battle. It's actually activate main skill as well. It's got because it's not classified. Activate main/battle skill is not classified as activate battle. It's a different kind of it. So unfortunately, even though it's you won't be able to trigger the effect on a Emperor's Death Beam, even that'd be very interesting. But I think you will be able to trigger on a. Trying to think of the one now. It's the blue red one with Vegeta and Goku on. I think that's gonna be stronger. So first of all, the first thing is gonna be that's come to everybody's mind is the Frieza's Death Ball being a very strong one. Being able to get use that to get a 15k boost on the swing, so you're swinging as a 30k and drawing a card with this for free. So you get to use the Frieza's Death Ball from your hand, and then when you attack with this, you get to use it once again. You activate battle once again from drop, but you don't get the ever auto, so you just get to put a 15k difference, not 25k difference, when you use it from this skill. But then you also, the best thing I like about this is the one from the expansion from the Magnificent Collection, the red-blue one, because I think that one has activate battle skill, and that's a very strong one in the fact that you can always ditch off this leader, so it's easy enough to ditch, and then essentially what you do is you swing with this leader, draw one, choose that when you drop to bounce when your opponent's battle cards at 5 cost or less. If you want to, you don't have to because it's up to 1, and then you get to untap one of your energy, which is something red decks don't really do much of untapping energy outside of Awakening. So that's probably kind of a unique thing this leader is going to have with ditching that extra card, and then once your leaders awaken, swing, bouncing on their field, and untap an energy to give you more energy, like extra energy per turn, up to 4 times with this lead, which is pretty cool. And then it's got an activate battle up, which makes it easier to drop those red extra cards in there in the drop, which is choose 1 red extra card in your hand and discard it. This card gains 5,000 power for the battle. So I've seen some people compare this to Dark Broly, where it's got an activate battle where it can sack off cards to gain boost. But it's a lot different from Dark Broly because that one was able to put big beat sticks on the board, swing with them, and be able to combo from board, which is just discarding from this is only discarding extra cards which don't have combo power to get the combo power, and also it has to be from hand not filled, so you can, like Dark Broly used to do, you drop 1 of each of the 30k's on board, swing with them, then swing with the leader, sack off those 3 cards that put either drain your opponent of resources on these swings, force negate, or connected for damage to then be turned into combo power after they've done damage themselves. It's just using red extra cards, which is still pretty good, but not as busted as Dark Broly one. And then we got some other cards we got revealed for the red Broly support. So the first one we got, we also got revealed when they showed the Magnificent Booster, Mythic Booster stuff, was a Broly Slumbering Demon. So it's a 1 cost 4k cantrip, because it was auto of when this card is played from your hand, you draw 1, so it's got to be played from your hand, it can't be played for anybody else to draw a card, so it's just from your hand. Then it has that main, which can coincide with the old set 7 red Broly stuff, where it's an activate main for 1 red and 1 colorless. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, because that's something they're doing, they're making it so there's any restrictions on effects, so it's not too aggro. There's a red filled extra card, energy cost of 2 in your drop area, and you place this card in its owner's drop area. Play up to 1 red Broly card with an energy cost of 4 from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So currently I think there's only 1 target, which is the one from the set 7 one, where during your turn it becomes a 25k, and if your opponent activates it once per turn, if your opponent activates a counter skill, you burn a life, which is pretty cool. So that's a nice one, but we might have more targets we haven't seen because we've only seen 5 cards so far of the Broly stuff in the set. And the next thing we have is a big Broly beat stick boss monster for in SR form, which is SS Broly Brutality Beyond Measure. So this is a 6 cost 35k, and being a mono red Saiyan 35k means it's a target for the SS4 Broly Secret Rare. So we've got I think this is the 4th target now you can have for this, but you're not going to be paying for 6 for it. But it does have deflect, meaning it's going to be difficult to stop. Well, it can't be stopped from being played, and double strike. And then a permanent of if your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you have 5 or more red extra cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. So this comes down as a free drop, and it's going to be very to pull this off, and also in Frieza Prisoning as well. So this is a good beat stick from Frieza Prison, and gives it also an access to a Never Secret in SS4 Broly, which is going to be a cool thing to do. Have Frieza Prison being back to being a prison deck. So at the moment it's slowly getting to that point where you can't really play it the old prison route, because the 8-drop Frieza, Golden Frieza, is easily removable nowadays. So you've got some way to kind of lock your opponent into having less things to do by having an SS4 Broly with barrier on the board, making it so they have no combat. They have very, very little combo power after that's on board and difficult to remove. But this does have a lot of pressure as well with its auto. Well, once per turn, you choose one card in your hand and discard it as a cost. When you activate the Activate Battle skill on a red extra card with energy cost of 3 or more in your hand or drop area, switch this card to active mode. Full stop. If the card you discarded with this skill was a copy of this card, you draw 2 cards, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unison cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 35k power for the turn. So that's very strong. Like, it's very easy to trigger this because if you remember from set 9, there was the activate battle extra cards, or the extra cards each color got, like all colors got, even black got one, whereas a free cost extra card that's something to help deal with things that have barrier, and red got the, I think, cease to exist, which was you minus through barrier 2 battle cards by 25k power, and they all have the activate battle skill of it can be used as a 5k boost to a card, and a permanency. You can play it for free. You can use that skill for free. So it's going to be very easy on this. Just swing with something else, use that activate battle, and then trigger this to discard a card to restand. And it's nice that if you do have extra copies of this card, you can discard those for this cost to draw 2 new cards and minus 35k to something, either a battle card or a Unison through barrier, which is very strong. So it's a very, very strong card. Very, very good one, and it's going to be a very strong one for this and for Frieza Prism, which I'm looking forward to. Then the last one we got for the Red Broly stuff is the Demon Awakens. I misread this first effect because it's a 0 cost with 2 activate skills and activate main and activate battle. So the activate main is limit 1 burst 1, meaning you can only activate this card once across all copies of the card a turn, and to trigger it you have to mill 1 as well. So if your leader card is a red Broly card, which means it supports the old set 7 leader, and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, and up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Now I misread this, thinking this activates from hand. I've missed out the from your drop area, from your warp. So I thought you can use it from hand, to discard it, and then take a life. But still, it's nice to help you get some self-awakening, awaken if you want, and you can easily get to the drop by using Activate Battle, where you choose up to one of your cards that gets 5,000 power for the battle. So that's a nice way to have some extra card self-awakening and fulfill the extra card conditions for your leader's awakened side, and this to reduce the cost for this $6 Broly. But that's it for the Broly stuff. And then today we got the some more red stuff, and we got the Ever Leader being the Sun Goten with the Family Kamehameha trio. So we now have seen the front side of Goten, which is just has an auto when it attacks to 1. Just the minimum thing most leaders have. Well, I would say most leaders. Some leaders that even have a draw that out. And it has an alternate. It has a good awake condition, which allows an alternative way. So you either awaken your life at 4 or less, or if you have a red Unison card with specified cost of 3 in play, you have a defensive awakening where you draw 2. Add cards from your life to your hand, so you have 6 if you're at 8 or higher, so you at least go down to 6, and then you flip it over. And then when it is awakened, you have the same auto of when it attacks to 1, but you have 2 activate main skills. First one is one involving Spirit Boost, because that's the whole this whole block is the boost going around Spirit Boost. It's the boost mechanic. So it's a once per turn for Spirit Boost 1, so you've got at least knock off a marker from Unison. So this card gains plus 10k power until the end of the battle, or until the end of the turn, whichever comes first. And if you remove a marker from a red Unison card with a specified cost of 3 or more using a skill, you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less and KO it. So it's interesting that it doesn't just minus power on a battle card, it KOs them, but it's nice that you turn your leader into a 25k base for a battle, or at the end of the turn, whichever comes first, as they say. And then you've got extra benefit to be able to KO something 15k or less if they got a blocker and pop it, so you can actually get the attack to connect unless they got a negate. And then it has a never activate main of if you're left at 3 or less, you can play up to 1 red Son Goku card with entry cost of 1 from your drop area and then negate this skill for the game. So it's a single use thing to free play a 1-drop Son Goku card. And the interesting thing is, unlike some Error effects which play things for free, it doesn't negate the skill to Goku. So you can get the Goku from, what set was it? Was that a set of, I think it was set 13. I think it was set 13. The 1-drop Goku came with the Barlock stuff that if you got free, like a bond free for red Saiyans or stuff like that, and it become a 25k 1-drop for the turn. As long as your opponent's on free energy, and you've got 2 other red Saiyans on board, including itself, which is pretty cool. So you can free play. You can potentially off this free play a free 1-cost 25k battle card to attack with, which also draws your card when it's played, which is very cool. So that's a nice thing to go with it. And then for the Unison card for this archetype, for the Goten archetype, is SS Son Gohan Kamehameha Miracle. So I think all 3, even the little 1-drop Goku as well, it also has the same name. So it's got an activate main that can play it cheaper. Buy for 2 red. If your leader card is a red Son Goten card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand with 2 markers on it. So you can either play it for cheaper on turn 3 if you're going first for 2 energy, or if your opponent goes first, you can still drop this on turn 2. You can drop this on your turn 2 for 2 energy. Then it's got an activate main. Well, it's got +1 and -2. Activate main for its +1, you just draw a card, which is good. It's very good. And the activate main -2 is choose up to your opponent's battle cards, and you get -15k power for the turn. So that's just like the Sin Shenron. But that does that on a +1. So is an interesting one. Is one that really gives you to get you awakened quicker, but there are better free specified cost red Unisons. So it'll be interesting to see what people play for that. And then the last few reveals we got were the SS Son Goku Kamehameha Miracle, being the 1-cost one you can play off the leader. That is like kind of a theme, which is an auto when this card's played from your hand, draw 1 card. So if you just play from your drop, so I think it plays it from your drop. Yeah, so you won't get the draw from this. You won't get the draw from this one with the Goten if it plays by the activate main. But I think from the other one from set 13, you will get the thing. I think that's just when it's played draw 1. But this does have a nice activate main for 1 red and 1 of any color, if your leader card is a red Son Goten card, and you choose this card and 1 of your Unison cards to switch into rest mode, you draw 1 card. Then if you have a red Unison card with a specified cost of 3 or more in play, you may have 1 of your leader cards get 15k power and triple strike until the end of a battle or the end of a turn, whichever comes first. So this is a more balanced version of what the Reboot Son Gohan does, which is give a leader a big boost, a 15k boost and triple strike. So you continue. So with those 3, you can turn your leader into a 40k triple striker. But the good thing is, is not a surprise one mid battle that they can do. It's like they go, right, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna swing at you. If you don't have a negate or a blocker, then it's connecting. You got to try and combo out. Which when with the Goten was just, I'm gonna try and attack you 3 times. The push basically just push your shit in, and this is a lot of balance, but it's quite interesting to see pull off. But it's easier to see than the other one, and this one doesn't give crit as well unless you combo that Frieza, unlike the other one, which would just pop an extra card on there to get extra 15k and crit on the lead, which was not nice. Then the other reveal we got was a first hand look at the new lot of free counter plays, which we could potentially be getting for every color. Once again in SR as well, which is the first one we got for red is Videl Encountering Danger. Now this one is I would say a power correct Yamcha, because it's a free cost 10k with a counterplay skill. You can't activate counterplay skills on other cards this turn, and then you just play itself. And it's got a permanent like old one's use, but it's a bit different. Where if you have a red Unison card with a specified cost of 3 or more in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. So instead of the old ones being you need to have at least 2 or more markers on that same color Unison as the counter to play it for free. This one just has, you need to just specify cost of 3 or more Unison. Doesn't matter how many markers on, as long as it's a specified cost of 3 or more. this can be played anytime in a turn for free, which is a lot better in my opinion. You have to worry about the markers. But if your opponent goes for Unison, you have to fully take it out to stop this. Whereas the other one is just put your Unison down to 1 and then not worry about it. And then it's got a more interesting auto. So unlike the Yamcha, which is built in all into Caterpillar, this isn't. So this can get around the effect, which is nice. Of auto, which is Spirit Boost 1, so still you require to mark off a Unison. If your leader card is red or a heroine card. No, sorry, a heroine card. And interesting enough, the card itself isn't a heroine card. When this card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they get 20k power, minus 20k power for the turn. So that's a lot stronger, being able to minus 20k instead of 15k. But also, it's a lot better than Yamcha in the fact that it gets around deflect. So that's a lot. It's a lot better than Yamcha. Like minus the same amount of battle cards for 5k more and not being stopped by deflect is a lot stronger. But that is it for today. That is it for the reveals. So we'll get more reveals next week, being red ones, and in the start of I think yellow and black. But that has been me for today. So I'm back. So I'll be putting these out every Sunday again until we get the release of set 15. So thank you for watching if you have been watching. So it's been quite a long one. We at least had the video this time showing you, and where I've got a better PC now built up. I can actually get videos and stuff in that aren't just staticky and stuff. So thank you for watching. Once again, thank you for watching if you have watched. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me greatly. By liking, shows me you're enjoying the series. By commenting, also comment below if there's anything I've missed or anything I got wrong. That helps me improve for future videos, or anything you want to see. I look at all the comments on my videos and I can put out content if there's anything anybody wants specifically. And lastly, by subscribing, you keep updated from me from when my videos, if and when they drop, and also it helps me get to 1,000 subscribers, which is my goal at the moment. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.